Hello Australia, welcome to episode 756 of The Couch. We have got a big show today. Let me tell you, we're talking to Consumer Protection today. They're in talking about, as always, taxation and extended warranties are things we love to talk about. Marika Bailey's in from RSC Arena. We'll find out what the top 7 events are that are coming up. What's cooking with Amanda Deluche. She's making a beautiful seafood dish. Later we talk roadmap to health with Nisha Seth. Talking entertainment with Alexander Sacosta, and the Bitchin team is in. Ted, Suzanne and Nat Foster. It is a big couch. Hope you can stick around. Couch 756 starts now.
It's showtime on the couch. It's showtime on the couch. You can see it from your house. You can see it from your house. It's showtime on the couch. With Fred and the best in town. You can see it from your house. Yeah, it's showtime on the couch. Oh, oh, oh.
Hello Australia, welcome to another hour of fun and chat here on The Couch. Hope you can stick around wherever you might be watching us, from Melbourne to Adelaide and all around Australia on Foxtel as always. We love your company and thanks for joining us. Let's get straight into the show. Consumer Protection have an amazing job, especially during cost of living crises that are going on all around the country. People finding it hard to make ends meet, and there's scammers out there. There's people just about ready to rip you off, but Department of Consumer Protection here in WA are helping us all. And we've got a representative today, Corrine. She's in to talk to our very own Nisha. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Fred. Yes, Corrine joins us for the first time in the studio. Corrine Brew, the General Manager of Legislation and Policy here at DMIRS.
Good afternoon, Nisha. Lovely to be here.
And we have some really important topics today because we know it's end of financial year. We know this is our tax return time. And as Fred mentioned earlier, we know that this is a very stressful time as well for a lot of Australians with the cost of living increasing. We are first going to talk about our extended warranties, returns and tax scams. So talk to us about extended warranties, because I know I've definitely been offered quite a few of these and I often wonder whether they're 100% necessary.
Look, extended warranties is an interesting one because, again, on the cost of living, why do you want to pay more for something you might not need or you already are entitled to? So the problem we see with extended warranties are that under the Australian consumer law, you're actually entitled to certain rights when you buy a good or a service. So, for instance, you might go in and buy a TV. If you get that home and there's something wrong with the TV, then under the law, you can take it back and ask for a remedy. And that might be a refund or a replacement, or if it's something minor, the retailer needs to repair it. But what we see is that when you buy the TV, the retailer is often saying, look, why don't I throw in an extended warranty for, say, $100, and that'll give you 2 years coverage. So the person thinks, oh, great, if it breaks down, I can then claim on my extended warranty. But you actually don't need to pay for those rights.
Psychology of the sale, right? You think you're getting something extra when you're not really getting anything.
Yeah, and sometimes these extended warranties are actually really expensive. So it could cost you another $100 or $200. So what we're saying to people is, look, when you buy something, just first be aware that you are actually covered already under the law if something breaks down. When somebody sells something to you, it does need to work properly. So if you are looking at an extended warranty, then find out what it is that you're going to get on top of your rights in the law. Does it let you, for instance, return the good if you just change your mind? So a few days down the track, you want to return it, or is it going to give you other rights? So firstly, ask the question. Ask the retailer to explain what extra are you going to get under the extended warranty.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, you want to see some benefit for that money you put in.
Absolutely.
And you can be proactive as well. You get so many calls at Consumer Protection. Tell us about some of the latest stats.
We do, yeah. So look, I'll just refer to my stats here. So I think in the last 12 months, we got 420 inquiries and 113 complaints about extended warranties. These were mainly to do with the purchase of motor vehicles, which are also covered under the Australian consumer law. So I think we had 88% of those inquiries were about extended warranties under for purchase of a motor vehicle, which, as you can imagine, will be pretty expensive. So whether you're buying a TV or a motor vehicle, then the same thing will apply. You will still have the same rights under the Australian consumer law. So don't pay for something you've already got.
And it's interesting, isn't it? Because cars are a big purchase, but a lot of electrical goods are huge purchases now as well. If you're buying these new fridges or televisions, it's a huge proportion. So they can call you, though, in the first instance and maybe check out what that Australian consumer law or now the ACL.
The ACL,
yes,
yeah,
what does
the ACL. Yes,
yeah.
the ACL. That's right. So if you're not sure about what rights you have, then you can look on our website and have a look. There's a lot of information on the internet, and also it's important to know that it's against the law for a retailer to say to you that you don't have the rights or that the warranty gives you rights that you don't have under the law. So I think just be savvy, just know your rights, and also the other thing we'd like people to be aware of is sometimes in these warranties there are certain things you have to do to make sure that it's valid. So sometimes our complaints are about an extended warranty that somebody can't use because, for instance, with a car they might be required to service it at a certain place, or there are other things they can do which they don't realise. So
making sure you're reading that fine print as well when you get, and if you're not wanting to, get someone else maybe to read it and let you know that you trust. Now there's lots of investigations. A consumer advocacy group, Choice, recently did one. What did they find?
They did. Look, and I'll go back to my figures again. So they found that 91% of major electrical stores were trying to upsell customers with an extended warranty.
So it's happening quite widespread, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know the last time I bought something from an electrical store and I wasn't automatically offered, or encouraged to buy an extended warranty. But I tell you what, when you start asking about the Australian consumer law, they tend to back down pretty quick.
So pretend you know until fake it till you make it. No, definitely no is what we're saying here. You've got someone you can call.
That's right.
Now, what are some other issues with extended warranties? Because you've already named quite a few, but any we haven't mentioned.
Yeah, so I think it's really just about making sure that you are not paying for rights you already have. So just checking what it is that you are paying for. Sometimes they have exclusions, so certain things are not actually covered when you read the fine print. So you might think, I'm going to be covered for this and this.
A bit like insurance, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it is. At the end of the day, it's a contract. You're paying for something, but you might not actually get anything under it. So, and they can be quite pricey, these extended warranties, especially when you're talking an expensive electrical product or a motor vehicle.
So we can get our budgets back in order when we buy new products now, but maybe not getting one of those if we don't need to. Now, what about returns? This is a little bit different. Let's cover off on some key insights there.
Yeah, look, returns, I think especially with the sales that have been happening and are still happening actually, you might be buying something and then you might change your mind and you want to return it. So the Australian consumer law won't cover you if for just a change of mind. So that's something that you need to be aware of. When you buy something, there's no entitlement to simply return it because you've changed your mind. But there are a lot of places that will actually accept a return. So just when you're buying it, just make sure you understand, can you return it or not? If it's defective, you can, but not when you just simply change your mind.
Absolutely. So important when you're buying presents as well, right? Because you might not know what someone likes. So that's good to know. Now, let's talk about tax scams because this is really important. As Fred mentioned earlier, ongoing cost of living is increasing. So, and we're getting our financial, end of year tax returns.
Yes.
Cross fingers, coming through soon. So we have some very opportunistic scammers. What's happening right now?
Yeah. Look, unfortunately, whenever there's money around, there's somebody usually trying to get it. And these scammers are getting very, very good at impersonating official places like the ATO. So generally what will happen is you will get contact out of the blue. So somebody might either just call you on your mobile or your phone, email you or contact you through social media, and they will be impersonating an official business. And basically what we had was a situation of a woman who received a call, and it was just somebody that sounded very authentic and friendly, and explained that she had, they were going to assist her with her tax affairs and get some money back, and they asked her for her MyGov account details, which she unfortunately provided, but often often when you think you're dealing with the official business, you will probably provide something like that. And they got into her account. They changed a lot of details. They withdrew money out of her bank account.
My goodness.
And then they started to use her account as what's called a mule account. So they deposited other people's scammed money. And now she has a whole bunch of problems with the ATO as well in terms of whether or not her income was justified. So that's a really unfortunate situation, and we actually see that a lot. So we see that whenever there's money around, we see people trying to get it.
Yeah, and look, the figures here, more than 19,000 scam reports were received by the ATO during the 22-23 year. So I think some of those key takeaways, we could talk to you for forever because so insightful, and of course we'll give you all the links shortly. But let's make sure we remember that you can always call and be proactive and get advice from Consumer Protection. What is that number if we want to call you?
So we have 1300 30 40 54, and we have some officers who operate ScamNet, and they are ready to talk to you about your situation. So if you ever get a problem, you think that maybe that was someone that didn't sound very genuine, or they're asking you to give details that you're not comfortable giving, then we just like to say practice the pause. There's no need to rush into anything. If it is genuine and you are going to get some money, it's not going to go away overnight. So contact us. The number's on the screen in front of you. You can also go to our website. There's a lot of information at consumerprotection.wa.gov.au, and you can talk to our ScamNet officers, and they can really help you. We've had a lot of successes as well in getting people to get money back and things like that. So,
wonderful. Thank you so much, Corinne, General Manager of Legislation and Policy at DMIRS, and obviously idcare.org as well if you've handed any personal information over. Very important to contact them straight away. We'll look forward to having you back on the couch soon, but thank you so much for all your insights.
Thank you, Nisha. It was lovely to be here.
Thank you. Of course, if you've missed any of that, thecouch.com.au or our Facebook page. But for now, it's back to you, Fred.
Thank you, Nisha, and thank you to Corinne as well from the Department of Consumer Protection. And just remember, if you get any messages from the government, any Commonwealth department will never send you SMS with your details on it. Just delete it, let them write to you, because if it's real, they'll write to you. That's my little tip for you. Never ever bother trying to talk to these people. They're not real. No government department will ever send you an SMS. We'll take a break. Top 7 events coming up at the RAC Arena. Marika Bailey, Marketing Manager, is here. We'll talk to her next. Welcome back to the couch. It's always wonderful when we have our good friend from RAC Arena, the Marketing Manager, Marika Bailey, in the studio. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
There is so much happening in July. You'd swear it was coming up to Christmas. There was just so much happening.
Yeah.
And you're in today to talk about the top 7 events that are coming up.
Yeah, until the end of the year, we've got lots coming up.
Well, let's get straight into it. Sneakerland is happening on September the 2nd. What's that all about?
So it's the Australia's biggest sneaker and streetwear convention. So it's an all-day exhibition where you can sort of trade sneakers, buy sneakers. There'll be lots of prizes, limited edition items, Australian local brands, basketball competitions. So lots to enjoy. I was going to say, any basketball sneakers?
Yeah. They're worth thousands, aren't they? And it is such a great event. I reckon you'd get so many people coming down.
It's a real culture. Like there's a whole sort of community of people that are really into their sneakers. So.
And this is for only one day, September the 2nd, is that right?
And the first and second release have sold out, so they're on to their third and final release, and tickets starting from $42.50.
And do you have to wear your sneakers on the day?
I feel like it's a bit of a thing, isn't it?
How good would it be if you did like a door prize, the best sneakers on the day?
Well, there are. I don't think it's best sneakers, but like every ticket holder is in the running for prizes. Yeah.
Fantastic. That's called Sneakerland, September the 2nd. Get involved. Get your tickets now. Culture Club. Come a chameleon.
I mean, do we really need them when you're here to sing for us?
I guess you're right, actually.
Yeah.
Forget it. We'll scrap that one.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
No, look, Culture Club, Boy George, of course.
They're celebrating 40 years of music.
Can you believe 40 years?
What a party.
It's the 80s, isn't it, when you think of Boy George?
Yeah. And his style is still very much
He's still wearing the same clothes. close. But
I mean,
hey,
if
we
he's
all
doing it
remember.
well, why do you need to like change it?
I agree. Now, he was a judge on, was it The Voice and all that type of thing. He's been on a lot of stuff. And we all know Boy George and we know Culture Club.
Yeah, yep. So 5th of September, and tickets are from $104.60.
That's not bad. One show only, folks, so get in as quickly as you can. Are they available now, the tickets?
They are. Yeah.
Now, this one here was interesting, the Indigenous Emerging Business Forum.
Yes.
What's that all about?
So it's something a bit different. So basically, and it's perfect timing at the end of NAIDOC week, it's basically for any company that's looking to engage in Indigenous businesses. So if you're sort of someone that is purchasing for a business, then this is the perfect opportunity
So
for you.
you don't have to be Indigenous. It's someone wanting to get involved with Indigenous people and businesses.
So it's a trade show during the day where
Wow.
you get to meet the businesses, and they're Indigenous owned and run. And then it's followed by a dinner with a special performance by Baker Boy.
Baker Boy's going to be there. How wonderful will that be?
Yeah.
So this is only one show as well, September the 8th.
Yeah.
Indigenous Emerging Business Forum. Get involved. Now, you buy your tickets.
Yeah, so the general public are absolutely able to come, but businesses can also buy up tables of 10. So if you're wanting to bring your company along and sort of meet these emerging businesses, what an opportunity.
It sounds fantastic. Get involved, and nothing better than Australian-grown businesses getting
Yeah.
involved with Indigenous companies as well and support them.
Exactly.
Carl Barron, talking about Australian homegrown comedy.
Exactly.
Look, I never used to be into Carl Barron, and yet he's quite funny. I will say he's got an exclusive style of comedy.
And he's massive. So he's bringing his Skating Rink for Flies show to us. He's already brought it before, but he's been touring this show for 2 years. It's that popular. So he's sold over 300,000 tickets just for this show.
Yep.
And so this is the last opportunity. If you for some reason haven't seen it yet, this is the last opportunity, and there's very limited amount of tickets remaining because he's sold out almost.
And there is
So-
only one show, November
Only
the
one show.
25th, if you want to see Carl Barron. I think they should call it no political correctness, simply the best, simply
Just-
real.
Yeah.
He is a funny character, great comedian.
Very Australian sort of,
You
I
see him
reckon.
a lot on Foxtel and all these shows he does. He goes all around the world, but only one show, November 25th.
Yep.
If you want those tickets, get them now, don't miss out.
Yes.
Now, 50 Cent. Now, I know he's one of your favourite.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't say favourite, but it does bring me back some nostalgia.
Do you know any of the 50 Cent songs?
Like the candy shop one,
Yeah,
which I
how
feel
does
like
that
is,
go?
oh no, you're not convincing me to sing.
Let's try.
Yeah.
I don't know any of his. I mean, I know of him, but I
Yeah.
just don't know how to sing any of his songs. I'm not a good rapper.
So he's the Grammy Award-winning artist, and he's celebrating the 20th anniversary of his Get Rich and Die Trying album. So yeah, it should be
Is
really
it-
fun.
It will be a great show, won't it? A lot of
Yeah.
energy, a lot of great music, and
Yeah.
if you love the rap
Sort of
style,
throwback to the 90s, noughties, I reckon.
yeah, I think it'll be a great show. And there's only one of these two, December the 2nd.
Yep.
So don't
Come
miss
along.
that one out as well. Do you know what tickets are worth with that one?
Tickets start from 186.
That's not bad. Not bad for tickets to
You know,
such
I mean,
a great
he doesn't
talent.
come around too often, so
No, and
Get him while you can.
he has got star quality as well.
Yeah.
Harry Connick Jr. He's got star quality as well.
different style, sure, but
Correct.
same star quality.
December the 3rd,
Third.
only one show as well.
Yep, tickets from 109.
Yep.
And he's showcasing his entire catalogue, so it should be a really fun night.
Sounds good. And our final performance
Yes.
is, of course, Gabriel Iglesias, December the 6th.
Yes, so he's a comedian. He's one of the most popular YouTube comedians. He's had over 1 billion views on his YouTube channel, and he's got Netflix shows, and I think he's done some acting and stuff.
there he
So
is.
yeah, it's exciting to have him, and we've just announced that this week, so that's fresh off the press.
Fantastic. And now, if you want your tickets, again, there's only one show, December the 6th. Now, there are a couple of other shows that we dropped because we thought we wouldn't have time, but the calls are coming October the 25th.
Yes.
Now, that's going to be a great show as well. And we've also got Cirque du Soleil.
Yes.
Crystal, it's called, September the 15th to the 24th.
10 shows, but they're selling out fast.
I'm glad to see them back.
Yeah.
It's great to see the circus back.
I'm a little worried about the combination of ice skating and acrobatics, but
You'll
let's
be
see.
fine, as long as you and I don't have to do it.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh God, I couldn't.
We'll
I
just
couldn't
sit
even
on
do the skating.
seats. Look, it will be fantastic. Great family event as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, folks, tickets. If people want tickets, there's only one place to get them, racarena.com.au. It's your home for all your tickets. Go there first, buy it from the website.
Yeah.
All the tickets are there. Don't forget you can also park at the RAC Arena every single day.
24/7.
There is parking there if you need parking. It's located where?
So you can access it via Milligan Street or Market Street.
There you go, and it's wonderful West Australian premises and owned by the government of Western Australia, the people of Western Australia. RAC Arena. Anything else? Just quickly, we've got about a minute.
Just keep an eye on our website, I guess. We're constantly announcing new things, so it's exciting.
Sounds great.
Good.
Thank you very much, Marika Bailey, and we'll catch up with you very soon before
We'll
Christmas.
be back.
I'm sorry,
You can't get rid of me.
Many more events coming up. rsaarena.com.au. Time now to go to Nisha. She's got a fantastic guest centre stage talking about the roadmap to health. Over to you, Nisha.
Thank you, Fred. The second segment of Roadmap to Health is finally here, and very excited to have Eddie Enevar, naturopath, on the show. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Now, we've been talking on this segment a lot about holistic health, particularly how we can get to know the different health professions, not just the traditional medicine, but also the full spectrum of the health offering, and how we integrate that into the roadmap. And knowing you for the last few years, I know that you really do this well in your work. Tell us what you do to start off with.
Well, I'm a qualified naturopath, so I'm in clinical practice, but I tend to focus a lot in the spheres or the niches of cancer care. So I support a lot of people through their cancer journey, through all stages of it, but I also, help people with chronic diseases as well. So things like autoimmune conditions or mental health issues. I'm really big on stress in my practice, so educating people on the impact of stress on their health and their well-being and how to manage it really well. And I'm also a trauma therapist, so I work a lot in somatic-based psychotherapy techniques. So generally that's really what I do.
And body, mind and spirit we know is all connected. So I think when you first meet with clients, they often come with, I guess, an overview of this is wrong, this is happening for me. How do you kind of ensure that you can cover off on all of those areas?
Yeah, well, it's really like taking a holistic view of someone's health is looking at like you said, people present with symptoms, signs and symptoms, and it's almost, these signs and symptoms are important to address for them, but it's looking at what do these signs and symptoms actually mean in the context of their life. And so it's taking a little bit of a broader view, not just focusing on symptomatic fixes, but, if this body is out of balance and expressing these symptoms, what does it mean? What do these people actually need to address in different areas of health? Because it's not just physical health, it's mental, emotional health, it's social health, spiritual health, financial health even. And so helping them to understand and appreciate the bigger picture here, and then giving them the tools to be able to manage that and to make the changes in their life that are sustainable to give them the health that they're actually chasing.
And this is quite a personal roadmap journey as well for you, because and I know we double checked earlier that you were comfortable to share your story, but you really believe in integrated health, don't you? Tell us a bit about your journey in creating that roadmap.
Yeah, I do. Just because I'm a health professional doesn't mean I'm immune to health issues. In 2013, I was 33 back then, and it was 10 days before Christmas I actually got diagnosed with cancer. After that was a 2-year journey fighting for my life. I went from stage 1 to stage 4 in that time. I had 3 relapses in those 2 years. So, a lot of treatment, a lot of suffering, and a lot of learning as well. I had testicular cancer, so for the people that can get it, it is the most treatable cancer that you can get. Very, very high success rate with your first line of treatment. So the first lot of treatment you get, they have success and cure somewhere in the realms of 94 to 98% of times. Now, here I was 2 years later. 3 relapses from stage 1 to stage 4. I had a 9 centimetre by 8 by 3 centimetre tumour in my abdomen, a couple of tumours in my chest, a couple under my collarbone, one in my neck and one in my lung. I was very unwell. And it was at that point I really had to take a step back and just go, look, what am I missing here? I'm doing as the doctors had prescribed to me. It was the right treatment to be doing. I knew how to support myself with all the other health stuff, and yet here I was unsuccessful 3 times over. And it became quite apparent to me at that point it wasn't what I was doing. I was focusing so much on what do I need to do to get well. And the more important question for me was why was I in this state? What did this mean in the context of my life? And it became apparent that it wasn't what I was doing was the issue, it was the way that I was doing it. And this is where the stress comes in. Why I'm so passionate about teaching people about stress is because at the time I had a large business. It was a health centre with 15 practitioners. I had a yoga hall, a cafe, a shop, a lot of responsibility and also self-imposed responsibility. And I wasn't managing my life and my emotions and my stress around all that very well at all. And it became really apparent then, this is what I've got to address here. It's not more treatment, it's actually can I create an environment conducive to the outcome that I desired? So I had to make really big changes, and it was a really powerful learning lesson for me as well.
So it sounds like the why is like the sustainable element too, right? The behaviours, the hungry ghost, what actually drives where you found yourself.
Yeah, and and it's hard because it means big changes, and change isn't easy.
What were some of those changes for you, particularly across the different health professions you've engaged in?
Well, a big one was managing my internal state really well. I would present as very cool and calm and collected, yet inside was a little bit of turmoil. That balance between my head and my heart and my emotions wasn't super healthy, so I had to really learn how to manage that really well. So learning how to express my emotion better, communicate myself more effectively, and also just manage my nervous system. I'm very passionate about the nervous system and getting my body out of this fight or flight stress response so it can actually have a chance to heal. So that was a really big one for me.
What are some key insights that you would say to our audience members who are maybe having a health challenge at the moment, particularly around how to get that support around integrated health?
Yeah, I think it's having agency over your health. So really taking self-responsibility for your part in your health and your life, and surrounding yourself with the right people to teach you the skills. Because let's face it, we're not schooled on a lot of this stuff, and we need people to help us. So finding the right professionals in all the different aspects of medicine, whether that's your GP, whether that's a psychologist to help with the mind stuff, or a naturopath or nutritionist to help you with the nutrition. And then, like you said, this integrative approach. How can we bring this all together into a plan of action to actually empower that person to take those steps forward to actually change what needs to be changed in their life, while utilising the beautiful tools and techniques of each of these modalities.
Look, Eddie, it's always a pleasure talking with you from one health professional to another, because I think you understand the importance of the whole chain working together for the best outcome. We'll definitely have you on the show again. How do we find out more about, and you can talk to us, maybe mention a couple of the courses that you're going to be running shortly to the audience?
Sure, yeah. So, my website's the best place to go and learn about me. It's just eddieenova.com. There's not too many Eddie Enovas out there. Also, if you're on social media, I'm on Instagram and Facebook. It's very easy to find me. Just plug in my name again, Eddie Enova, and you can keep up to date with everything that I'm doing. Yes, I do have some courses coming up. Like I said, I'm very big on nervous system and teaching people about the stress response and how the nervous system interacts with that. And so I've got some courses coming up, and they're all listed on the websites and all over socials. Nervous system resilience training is my sort of one that I really enjoy doing. And the ice bath is optional.
Yes, so I enjoyed. I did the ice bath. That was good. Look, Eddie, thank you so much for coming on the show. The time does go quick. We will have you back on again, however, and look forward to staying connected with you.
Thank you for having me on.
If you've missed any of that, of course, you can go to thecouch.com.au or our Facebook page, and we'll see you for the next Roadmap to Health in a couple of weeks. Back to you, Fred.
Thank you, Nisha. Thank you to Eddie as well. We're going to take a break. We're going to head to the kitchen with What's Cooking with Amanda Deleuze and a seafood dish. And then Alexander Sacosta talks entertainment. Stay with us. You're watching The Couch.
The Couch, live and local across the country, and welcome back to Amanda Deleuze.
Nice to be back.
You're always cooking something spicy, and of course you've got Amanda Cuisine, which you make all of these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful mixes, and also now Cafe Pastel here in Perth.
Yes, definitely.
How's it all going?
Very well, very well. Super busy, but it's good. It's a good winch to have.
That's very true.
Yes.
So what are we making today?
We are making prawns with tomato and cashew nut pesto. So that's handmade, so there's no seeds or skin on the tomato. Fresh basil from the neighbor's backyard, which is wonderful, so nice and good.
So really local.
Yes. So it's delicious. So it takes 5 minutes to have a meal. Literally it takes 7 because it takes you 7 minutes to cook your pasta. But if you have pre-cooked, it takes 2 minutes and you have a beautiful meal, nice and healthy.
And Amanda, I have to share with everyone what you said just before we went on set. You said, I like to eat well, but I don't like to work for it.
No.
I think it was a very, very good motto there too.
That's it.
So let's get started. Let's see if this actually is as easy as you're saying, because I might cook it for dinner tonight.
Oh,
so.
you will. You'll be addicted to it. Believe me, I eat my own stuff, so that's a good thing.
I won't say what else you said about your stuff.
No, we leave that behind. So we've got some olive oil, which, believe it or not, is my own press of olive oil. I don't buy olive oil. I just pick the olives from the yards, from the street.
Beautiful. We'll
Any
get
chance
you
I
on
have.
for another segment to talk to us about how to
That
make
is
olive oil.
really, really delicious. Well, I only pick the olives. I give to someone else for them to do it.
Oh.
You don't need any onions or garlic or anything. Everything is here. So nothing else. So prawns, you cut them. Just put a bit of salt and pepper straight in here. As you can see, it's not too high because you don't want this to just start blasting away.
Beautiful.
So-
What kind of prawns are you using? Because I know you can get a few different ones.
Banana
obviously.
prawns. Banana prawns are probably the best you can have. And I always cut them in 4, each prawn in 4. And you see the prawns are not cooked completely. So you put the pasta because it takes you a minute to cook the prawns.
Why is it important, Amanda, to put the pasta in when the prawns are in there? Because I know a lot of people cook their toppings and then put it on top afterwards.
Oh, then you get flavor all over. So to me, it
makes
makes
sense.
more sense.
Yes, yes.
I don't know what is the idea of putting the sauce on top. By the time you eat the top, then the rest is just barely pasta.
Makes sense. Coming
So,
straight from the chef. Excellent.
That's it. So you see, the prawns are still not 100% cooked. So we're going to put some of this. As you can see, nice and thick. There's not a drop of water here. And this jar will give you a good 4 meals.
And this
So,
smells
which is-
amazing.
It tastes divine.
Yum, yum. Can you use this in sandwiches and other
You
things as
can.
well?
You can use as a dip. My favorite is that on Turkish bread. A little bit of goat's cheese.
Salads as well,
Glass of
maybe, as well.
vino.
Oh, a glass of vino. That sounds nice.
It's a must.
Yeah, we'll do some wine pairing maybe another time.
Another time. As you can see, another 30 seconds and this will be ready for us to indulge.
So literally, you cook the pasta a little bit earlier, is that right?
Yes.
So it only would take you, what, 10 minutes-ish?
Yeah,
15?
7 because you want the pasta to touch on al dente. So you don't want overcooked.
Nice.
So
Hello, Nisha.
Hello, Fred.
I could
and
smell
then
something
to
good cooking in the
finish,
kitchen.
amazing cheese. And we
Armanda,
are done.
tell
Yes,
me
my dear.
about the wonderful, beautiful Portuguese tarts that I've got here. You've got some new flavours, haven't
We've
you?
got 12 flavors and it keeps changing. So we got mixed berries, but we've got a
there a
coconut
coconut?
there,
Yeah, nice.
which is delicious. The lemon myrtle is still my favorite, so it's quite delicious. So,
Now,
but yeah.
you make them fresh every single day
Anna,
in your shop.
Anna,
Tell me
no
where
one-
your shop is.
No, it's in Northbridge on William Street.
Yep.
Just on the corner of William and James. And I'm turning
Fantastic.
this off because we are going to overcook or
That
kill the
looks
pasta.
amazing, Nisha.
How easy is that?
Perfect.
Honestly, that's
See?
amazing. Well,
It
because
looks
Amanda's done all the hard work when she put all the ingredients in here.
That's
already.
You don't even need a plate. You can just eat it straight out of the bowl, I reckon.
As you can see, that is enough for 2 or 3 people.
Thank you.
We sometimes overeat.
go,
We
Nisha.
put too much food on our plate.
I will take it.
I thought that might have been Nisha's fork and Nisha's spoon. Look at the size of that.
I'll give it a go.
Well, that's
There
it.
you go.
Look at this.
Do you need a little bit of cheese on top?
I put somebody. Yeah, go for it.
I think I'll just do
Yes.
it like this. Look at that, Nisha.
That
Wonderful.
is
Fred, would you like to try it first?
scrumptious.
No, I'll wait to see if you survive, and then
Look at my big
case they
spoon.
do.
This
She
is
will
amazing.
survive.
you know what? I'll try some as well.
It
It
is
looks
yum.
tremendous. Isn't it important now too?
I haven't tasted, but I'm telling you it's good because
Amazing.
I taste this before it went. So.
You can definitely taste the nuts, which is
Yes,
just beautiful.
It's got
a
a
bit
lot
different.
of nuts, so it's not just a little bit. And I didn't crush the nuts like a paste, so there's a bit of crunch to it. So yeah,
And do you know what's wonderful? In these times of cost of living pressure, and people are very time poor.
Yes.
That took literally 6 minutes, folks, on the set, and you can make it as well. The ingredients were banana prawns, about a kilo.
that's it. Oh, this
Olive
one
oil?
was only 300 grams.
300 grams, and that's enough for 3 or
it's
4
enough.
people.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So
No
and the-
excuse not to cook.
That's it. And that's what I always said to people. The sauces are ready. Just get them and you'll have a decent meal every time.
Where can you get the sauces from?
Just Amanda's Cuisine.
Off the Facebook page,
on
it's on the
Facebook
screen.
page. Or come and see me at Kalamanda Village Market and Boyanab Farmers Market.
You
Delicious.
should just eat the whole lot, Nisha. Don't worry about me. I can wait. Armanda,
He'll
you are
fight you
truly a wonderful chef.
Beautiful,
I love
thank
having you
you.
in the studio. The tarts are available Monday to Friday,
Tuesday to Sunday.
Tuesday to Sunday. Go
Yes.
down to the shop. It's
Yeah.
how do we pronounce it? Cafe
Cafe Pastel.
Pastel.
Yes.
Well done. And you had some lovely Cafe Pastel prawns and pasta with them. Armanda de Luz is the lady you're
Yes,
seeing on the right of us.
that's
She's the one that's
Beautiful.
actually the sensible one out of us three.
Jungle
Nisha,
woman.
thank you. Armando, thank you very much for coming
Beautiful.
in today.
You're
We've got your
more
website.
than welcome.
We look forward to having you back again in the studio.
Yes.
And thank you to Nisha as well.
Pleasure.
Always a
Guess who's
privilege.
over there on the couch right now as we speak? Someone that's salivating. He wants to eat the prawns, but you're not going to have anything left, Alexander
Go on,
Sacosta.
Alexander.
Let's go over to Alexander Sacosta. Welcome to the couch, Alexander. Nice to talk
I know
entertainment.
that you guys do the cooking segment, and what I don't understand though is why I'm not included in it, because I love to eat and I love to cook in that order. So I don't understand, Fred. I really
Well,
don't understand.
Look what I've brought you. I've brought you some of the tarts over from the other set.
Oh,
Would you like
that's
to
so
try one for
kind. I
later?
would actually
Take
like to,
one
if you
for
don't
later.
mind. Yeah, one for now.
Yeah, just bite into it. See what you think.
Really?
Of it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can bite it. I haven't licked all of them. Only four.
That's delicious.
It's a new game that I've started. It's called Guess Which One I've Licked.
Is it this one?
It is.
It is. I thought it was.
There you go, you
I
got
could
it
tell. I
right.
was like,
Spot on. Hey, we're talking entertainment today with Alexander Sacosta.
certainly
Welcome
are,
back. Now, Alexander, it's been a big week, fortnight in entertainment.
Gosh.
What's happening with Russell Crowe? Is it
Russell
true he's
Crowe-
considering giving up acting?
See, this is weird because every other actor in Hollywood is pretty much, letting time decide when they'll quit acting. He's only turning 60 years old, but he's saying he's wondering if he could either give it up completely or continue going to his 80 like Ridley Scott, the
What's
director.
caused this?
I think it's because he has reconsidered a lot of our actors now. We've never been in a period in history where we've had people acting into these later stages of their life. Generally, the studio old system would just, flush them out after a couple of movies. But now he's sort of really Ridley Scott, 80 years old, still directing.
I must admit, having seen him in that last movie where he played a Roman Catholic priest,
Oh, The Exorcist.
that
The
one,
Pope's
I
Exorcist.
thought that may have been his last movie, but hey, he might be back.
Yeah, well,
He did really well in that, can I say?
maybe he can just become, that can be his job. He
Well,
can be
we
like-
hope he doesn't retire, but we always claim him as Australian.
Have you
don't we?
noticed with Russell Crowe, we do claim him as Australian when
Yeah.
it's good? We're
Yeah.
like, he won an Oscar. He's an Australian treasure. He threw a phone at someone. He's from New Zealand.
I do have a lot of time for him. I think he's actually a really decent person.
Oh,
as well.
yeah.
A good
Please,
actor.
compared to the stuff celebrities do now. That's
Talking
nothing.
about decent, Taylor Swift has made a huge announcement overnight.
Taylor Swift, Fred.
Yeah.
The level of influence this artist has is insane. Did you
Do
see the
believe
lineup for the
that?
tickets?
Yeah, I did see that.
Millions, Fred, for 200,000 tickets. And then she added a show. They will line up again.
yeah.
So she's announced that she's doing an extra 14 dates in the European leg of the tour. There she is there, looking
Do you
beautiful.
reckon she does it on purpose? It's all
She
pre-planned?
is so smart. As a marketer, she signs the checks, she makes the decisions, she internalizes everything. It is so well done. She's got it down to an album. She's re-recorded all her old songs, so she gets the money from them. So
I think she's
smart.
in tune with her business
Oh,
empire.
if you want to learn about marketing,
Yep.
look at what
I
Taylor
agree.
Swift
Look,
does.
well done putting out those extra shows in Australia as well. There's still only one concert in Perth, or we got more than one?
We don't have any. They're in Melbourne and Sydney. I know. Well,
I've
fingers
never really
crossed,
liked her
Tay-Tay,
that much.
if you're out there. I don't know why, but I'm in love with you.
Thank you very much. That sounds like great news, especially if you're in Perth. We won't get to see her except on the DVD.
Well, the amount of people
or
who've bought tickets from here and are flying over, crazy.
whatever. So, Tom Cruise has celebrated his birthday in style.
61 years old, still does
How
all his own
good.
stunts. He celebrated here in Australia. He was on the red carpet here for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, as we can
Yep.
see there. Does not look
Wasn't he
61, that's for
wonderful?
sure.
He was wonderful at all the launches here in Australia.
Oh, and a pro. He
Very
is a
candid.
movie star if there ever was one. He can sell a movie based on his name alone, and he treats the craft so seriously. There he is in, it was Sydney for the
Do you
red
know what?
carpet.
He did the project, he did the Sunrise
He
program.
did.
I think he did most of the shows
Yes.
in Australia.
Yep.
He is such a fantastic, personable guy.
Yeah.
Forget his Scientology
Oh,
stuff.
I don't
Let's
even-
forget all of that.
No.
I know people tend to use that against him, but I think he's such a professional when it comes to acting. And the stunts, how he does his own stunts.
I wouldn't do them at
amazing.
my age,
At
let alone at
61.
his.
So well done. You got to watch Mission Impossible
Oh,
as well.
so
What did you think of it?
good. So good.
What do you think of the actual movie?
The actual movie, the plot was fantastic. It was well acted, and even though it was long, 2.5
Yeah.
hours, I think, it kept the pace up, which is what I
And
like in a movie.
there is an amazing
So
scene
good.
where he jumps off the mountain.
Yeah,
with his
that he
motorbike.
filmed.
He's actually done it. And I
He
watched
did that.
the behind the scenes. Amazing.
And there's even more amazing scenes in the film. So, like, between that and what follows, you'll have a good time if you go see that film.
So happy birthday to
Happy
Tom
birthday,
Cruise. I
Tom.
hope you had a wonderful time, and I hope you're enjoying Australia if you're still here.
Yes.
Barbie banned in Vietnam.
See,
Now,
this
why
is
would
a
that
bit
be?
interesting. So Barbie is considered one of the big films of the year. A huge amount of marketing has gone into the Barbie film, and it's not going to be shown over in Vietnam because
Why?
in one of the images, and you'll see it here in the trailer in a moment, they reference the location. It's sort of to do with China and the ocean boundaries and the South China Sea. And it's such a fleeting moment, but they have
Political comment.
it's a political comment. So obviously they have followed where China draws the boundary of the sea. There it is, right there, and we'll zoom in.
Yeah.
See that line next to Asia? That's it. That's it. That's the
It was
reason.
done on purpose. They knew what they were doing.
They know their market. China is the biggest market when it comes to films, and they only allow around 43 Western films into the Chinese market every year. So you do not want to do anything that could have your film precluded from being shown there.
Have you seen this movie?
This movie's not out yet. This movie's coming out in 2
there's
weeks.
No screenings at the moment for media.
No.
Movies like this, they don't usually do screenings because they don't need it.
No.
But Margot Robbie, fantastic,
Oh,
and the guy that's
Ryan Gosling. He's got a bit of heat.
He doesn't look a day over 70.
Well, that's what David, so you think he looks old?
Oh, look,
I don't think he looks old.
The days where you sexualise everybody, I mean,
Yes.
all you see about him is his abs and the way they
Yeah,
touched over them. I think we need to be able to move away from that, but that's part of the
Don't
world.
you find it interesting though, Fred, that they've flipped it the other way? Now we're saying that he's too old to be in the movie, and usually we're having that
No, I
conversation
didn't say he
about
was
women.
too old. I'm saying I wish they didn't have him with his shirt off and all that type of
But he's just Ken. That's Ken. He's just an accessory to Barbie.
Well, last time I saw Ken doll, he had all his clothes on, and they didn't look like that. But no, congratulations to both of them, Margot Robbie.
No, looking forward to seeing that film though, but not in Vietnam. So if you're in Vietnam, you'll have to fly somewhere else or get one of those banned copies.
There you go. Now, WA Opera returns to the Madge.
Our own opera company coming back to the Madge with Otello, the Shakespearean classic, with music by Giuseppe Verdi, another Italiano come noi. Looking forward to actually being part of this one. I'm one of the actors in it, so it'll be super fun to be on the stage.
Tell us about your role.
The role of the kind of actors isn't huge. We kind of support the ensemble and do things that they wouldn't make the singers do on the stage.
Are you a bit of an opera singer?
Oh, no, I'm more classical. That's classical voice.
Yeah,
I'm more like contemporary classical style, but not opera. Opera is very difficult to sing.
is hard.
It is an art form. There's a reason why
Yeah.
they study for so long and are studying their whole lives, and they're fantastic. Unmiked, the voice. If you are someone who thinks, oh, I shouldn't go see opera, it sounds very like pretentious or like I won't understand, disagree completely. You will have a good time.
Oh, look, I
The
think if you
costume,
like
the
good
set,
music.
the music. There's a reason why this music has survived so long. So if you're in Perth, definitely go check out WA Opera.
And can I just say to those people who say, I don't understand Italian.
Yeah.
Yes, it is sung in Italian, but it's got English subtitles.
That's correct. There's the surtitle operators, and they put them up on the side, so you will understand the plot. And if you understand Shakespeare, you'll understand the
Fantastic. And you get to see Alexander Sacosta.
You get to see me. Come say
you've
hi.
never seen before. Hey, Alexander, what's hot or not
What
this
is
week?
hot? I'm thinking all things Barbie. Everything Barbie is hot. Pink everywhere. You can see in all the shops, they're leaning right in. The amount of brand campaigns that they've done.
Did you know
Barbie is hot.
they actually ran out of pink paint?
I heard about
they
this.
used it all on
They
this
used it up
movie?
all on the set. Isn't
Amazing.
that insane?
All things pink ran out
All
in America.
things pink.
Well done. Well, thank you very much. I
Thank
thought you
you,
were going to
Fred.
say the Portuguese tarts from
They're
Armanda's
hot
Café
too.
Pastel.
Two hot things this week, nothing not.
Café Pastel, they do a great job. So does Alexander Sacosta. Thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you, Fred. Always a pleasure.
Look forward to having him back in a couple of weeks' time for our last show before we have a break. And don't forget Armanda's Café Pastel. I have to get that right. Café Pastel. Try the new coconut flavours. I'm going to in the break. We'll take a break. More of The Couch coming up after this.
Connect with The Couch online through Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Back to the couch. Very exciting. We have Ranger Red back in the studio today, but a little bit of a different setup. He's brought in a couple of his mates from the zoo. So we've got Niall, a very experienced trainer, and Busho. Welcome.
Welcome, thank you.
I'm waiting in anticipation of what we're going to do, but before we get into it, Ranger Red, how have you been? How's it all going at the zoo?
Nisha, I've been going really well. I've also got Ollie around my neck. Ollie was gifted to me by Busho about 3 months ago, and Busho's also been very kind as he goes into retirement to hand me the baton of his venomous relocation courses, and to assist with that, the zoo's employed Niall Cook here, who you might see around the zoo occasionally when he's not on the road taking out courses, and I believe he's going to give you a lesson.
Yes, I'm very much looking forward to this lesson as well, because it's a very specialised area, isn't it?
It is, very.
And look, Ollie's saying hello to you there.
He is, isn't he? Yeah, so what we have is a black snake here, the spotted mulga. So when you're ready or when you're free, we'll get them out on the floor.
Wonderful.
And I'll teach you how you can safely handle these animals and bag them. And that's what we'll be doing at the zoo as well.
Okay, well, I'm excited, so let's get set up.
Sweet, no
and
worries.
I'm going to listen and focus on my instructions as well as
Well,
possible.
first of all, we have this bag here. This is the snake bag.
Yes.
What we're going to have you to do is just have that alongside you, because when the snake comes out, we don't know which way he's going to go. And that's pretty much your tool to put him in the bag.
Okay, now tell me a little bit about our friend. We've named him affectionately Bot Bot, little Bot Bot.
Yeah.
You've got a good rapport already.
That's it, yeah. So this is a spotted mulga. He is found from around the Murchison region of Western Australia. He was captured bred by Busho himself around, when was it, Busho? 2015?
2015, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So he is going to be one of the animals that we have whilst we're doing the courses, and you know, he's nice and warm as well, so he should be good.
And he's venomous, isn't he? So
He
this
is,
is a
yeah.
very important concentration for me.
That's it, exactly. And high heels, it's not really recommended, but we can work with that.
First person in high heels to do this,
Exactly.
but I'm sure we can do it well.
So first of all, there's your snake hook. And so when I chuck him out on the floor, he's going to be going whichever way he wants to. So we'll just work with him, and just all you have to do is guiding him into that bag, twist the bag up, and that's how we do it.
Okay, wonderful.
Are you ready?
Thank you, Niall. I'm ready.
No worries.
Hello, Boot Boot. Oh, here we go.
And look at that.
And then I can drop this?
Yep, and then just give the bag a twist.
Am I twisting it the right way?
Yep, just make sure it's over like that.
Like that?
Give it a twist, keep twisting. And make sure he's on the floor.
Boot Boot.
All right, put it lower. Yeah, put
okay.
it lower, and then give it more of a twist.
Okay, which way do you want me to go?
Just the same way you were going.
Snake blanket the
This
bag
way? Yeah.
to the ground.
Okay.
And then you just want to twist it.
Ah, that's
Beautiful.
excellent.
Good twist.
Thank you. See,
On the ground,
on the ground.
It's done twisting.
Yeah, so keep him on the ground, and then once he's on the ground, we got these corners here that are sewed, so it is safe for handling. And then what we do, we'll put him in
him
the
in
top of
there.
the bag, and there you go.
oh, look, and
You
Boot
just
Boot's
caught-
in the corner there, isn't he
don't be
cute?
too, yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, they do bake through bags,
Okay,
but
alright.
we do have this area nice and.
That's nice and safe.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Niall. That's a really good lesson. I really
That was really
appreciate
quick.
it.
You did really well. First
you.
time in heels as well, so.
Thank you. Well, I think he's
Congrats.
quite calm, and we like people when you develop rapport, right? It's
Yeah.
it's helpful. Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you. So this is on offer at the zoo, is that correct?
Yes, it is, yeah. So you just have to contact the zoo, contact Bradley, and we'll let you know the next available dates when we'll be doing the snake courses. They go from 6 to 8 hours, depending on how many people. Maximum 8 people that we have, just so we can do a lot more practicals instead of theories as well with
Excellent.
everybody. And
Well-
there is more than one snake. We go through half a dozen of snakes, tiger snakes, dugite, guadas, and they're all nice and warm.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much. And I really enjoyed that experience. So I think it's good for a lot of things. We did have someone come in, I remember Ranger Red, one of your colleagues, that actually talked about the assistance with anxiety reduction and ADHD as well. And so there's a lot of benefits for animals, for people to do this. So thank you.
No
I'm going to
worries.
hand this over to you now.
You did
so that
great, thank
I
you.
don't hurt. Thanks, Boot Boot. That was really nice. Really nice. So Ranger Red, you've got Ollie around your neck. Tell us a bit about some of the other experiences that are available at the zoo.
So Ollie isn't one you get to have around your neck, but we do have different handling times at the zoo, and a snake around your neck is one of them. You also get to interact with a bettong, a ferret, a lizard, or we have some extra ones where you can have a koala encounter, a glider encounter, or a dingo encounter, or a
Wow.
wombat encounter.
Fantastic. So much going on. It is, open the zoo. Tell us about the opening hours. It's open all the time, right?
We're open every day of the year, and as of next month, the Ranger Red Zoo will have the Reds Conservation Foundation, which Busho has kindly offered to be patron of.
Oh, fantastic. Well, Busho, you sound like you're an absolute, and he's an absolute character, Busho.
Yeah, but it's an indication of age when you're asked to be a patron, isn't it? Old age.
So what kind of things are you going to do as a patron? What can the audience
I just
expect?
support the conservation aspects of the park. But conservation starts with education. Diversity is important, but people don't see these organisms. They're not interested in doing anything about them because they don't know anything about them. So Rangers Red's Conservation Park provides that information on the conservation aspects.
And I was just going to ask you, of course, to entrust everything to Ranger Red, you guys must have a real connection, a really, a trusting bond, right?
Well, this might sound a bit funny, but I knew him when he was a little fella.
Oh, that's
He was
so
about
sweet.
14. He was a little fella back then.
Did you know at that stage that Ranger Red was going to be, he's so successful with this zoo? And
Well,
everything?
his passion was obvious even way back then, and he did a long walk to get to where he's got to. He got there in the end because couldn't turn him away. He was just passionately
Beautiful.
chasing it, yeah.
Well, that's some key insight, isn't it? Really follow your passion. Ranger Red, I know there's also some other courses, the photography as well, that's coming
Yes,
up.
on the 22nd of July,
Yeah.
and you can book that either online or contact the zoo.
Yeah, and what will that look like when I come in? Because I think that's one that a few of our audience members might be interested in doing.
You'll get to see the photos after the product.
But you also get trained, don't you? Because this is something that is amazing. So, Niles, from your part, welcome to Ranger Red Zoo. I feel like it's a part of the show now too.
Yeah, exactly.
But what are you looking forward to most about working with Ranger Red?
Working
and
with
Busho,
Red,
of course, as a patron now.
So working with Red is pretty much something everybody's wanted to do. Same with having Busho alongside. Just teaching everybody about venomous snakes and educating them.
Yeah.
You know, they're not all bad animals. They don't want to hurt you. They just want to, you know, enjoy themselves, live their life like we do too. And so being able to educate people and show them that these snakes aren't aggressive or dangerous, that's what I love to do.
And just out of interest, what actually drew you to liking snakes so much?
It's going back from, you know, when I was a little fella, in year 5, I think it was, caught my first tiger snake, put it in my school bag. You know, ever since then, parents knew there's something, you know, I was a bit different. But it's always been a passion for me, reptiles, everything like that. So it's, you know, I look forward to it.
We're very lucky to have people who are so caring towards our animals and our reptiles. Thank you so much, Busho and Niles, for being on the show. And Ranger Red, obviously, you're part of the family. You're here very often. So anything in store for the next couple of weeks or our next show even?
2nd of July on Channel 7 at 7:30, you'll see me on Animals Aboard.
Oh, that's very exciting. Yes, Busho?
Can I just say one thing? The problem with education is we like to believe the myth and the magic. And you've all heard how venomous Australia's snakes are. In 1979, they determined toxicity in a laboratory on mice. The snake that ranks #1 has never caused death to a human, but it's the deadliest snake in the world if you are a mouse.
Wow,
Remember
that's
that.
interesting. Yeah, so definitely we've got to do our fact finding properly. Yeah.
Well,
Look, guys, thank you so much. Absolutely lovely to have you all. Also to Ollie and little Butt Butt, thank you very much. We'll see you again. You're couch members now too. And look, we will have all the information about Red Zoo as well on thecouch.com.au.
Connect with The Couch online through Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Well, welcome back to The Couch. Time for my favourite segment of the week. It is, of course, Bitchin'. And let me introduce the bitches today. We've got Ted, we've got Suzanne, and we've got Nat. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Ted, thank you for coming in today. Now, you've got a fantastic topic. What happened in the Lords, at Lords in England?
That's the whole thing that really got me. You know, my spirit was certainly dampened with the reaction in the Lords long room. I mean, to me, seeing what went down at Lords, including Bairstow Stumps, when he went for a bit of a wander, I thought, fair enough, the man's out. And so they go through this long room and there's no, send them back to the colonies. They're all bloody rotten. And interestingly enough, with the long room, I checked on this, ladies, and that is ladies are accepted in the MCC and have been since 1999. Up until then, the only woman allowed in there to have a pint with the lads was QE2.
Now, our team got abused. They were called cheats. And obviously the MCC in England did take some action and suspended people for life.
And I have it here. MCC chairman Bruce Carnegie Brown, obviously one of the Carnegie Browns, in a lengthy address said members who had abused Australia's players on day 5 at Lords had brought shame to the entire Marylebone Cricket Club. Out with them. No mention of the spirit of the game, which of course their Prime Minister did.
Yeah.
I don't know, they change so often I can never keep up with their names.
So what do you think should happen because of this?
Well, I think we should become a republic.
Because of this?
I think because of this, because I'll throw this in. Who was the King of Australia?
King Charles.
King Charles. Who do you think he would have been going for?
Well, I reckon whatever country would have caused him less trouble. I think he would have been for Australia to be.
No, he wouldn't, mate. He would not be sitting on that picket fence. A little bit sharp for the royal bottom. Let me tell you.
He rang me, and I have to say, normally I don't reveal confidential conversations with him. He did. He rang, and I said, "Your Majesty, what did you think of the performance of your people at the MCC?" And he said to me, he goes, "We are not amused." quite frankly, Mummy wasn't amused
If you've got
either.
a pencil, I can cross that line out I was going to use.
But no, so you believe we should maybe look at becoming a republic
I think
again?
so. I mean, why do we have to keep on tugging our forelock to that country over there? You and I agree the process that we should have a president elected by...
I think we're grown up
we
enough.
agree
We're grown
there.
up enough to
But
have
you know what I
republic.
think most of all, and this is something that fascinates me. In our country today, the millennials, Generation Z and Gen Alpha are starting to make a mark. They really are. Now, the Gen Alpha, it's 2023, they would have been born this century. And I think in many issues, if we look at the young, we're amazed at what's going to happen.
Yeah, look, the only thing I could say to you is while we are not being given an option to replace the king with a head of state that's elected by the people, I don't think it matters what we say. I think the majority of Australians will only elect a president if we can vote for them, and they must have reserve powers. Until then, I've heard the comment, if it ain't broke, don't
that's
change
crap,
it.
that.
Can
I
I
hate
ask,
that
Susie,
saying.
what's your thought on this?
I agree with you actually that unless there's a
I'm just reading
viable
the
option,
play.
a viable option, I don't think there's going to be a
There's not
real
gonna be a
push
change.
to change anything.
Nat,
Just to annoy you, if it ain't broke.
don't fix it.
I mean, you know, if it ain't broke, it's probably last year's model. Have you ever thought of
Yes,
that?
it'll be cheaper.
It's true. Look, you never know. You never know. And as I've said to Ted, if we can't even get a yes vote on the Indigenous voice,
Have you seen the latest survey results?
I have those figures that the Prime Minister brought out. They're very factual. Susie, what's happening with you? What's your story? You've got a great story.
Well,
actually.
there's this. I'm going to call him an idiot because I think he's a bloody idiot.
Oh, enough about the Prime Minister. We just spoke about it.
Another idiot
I'm joking.
went to the Colosseum in Rome, and I guess it's as a mark of a token of his love for his girlfriend, he's used his keys to scratch his name,
Yeah, I saw that. What an idiot.
Ivan and Haley 23, into the walls of the Colosseum.
Damaging the historic Colosseum.
I mean, can he,
What a deadhead.
IV is 4.
but he put an A in at the end.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
He
did it.
wasn't thinking
Yeah.
that deeply about it.
No, he did it to
Yeah.
put up the name of his partner, girlfriend, whatever.
Well,
it was.
but okay, he's also put his name up there, so he's given his name away.
Who does
And
that?
got it recorded.
Who does
Yeah.
that at the
Videoed it.
historic?
Someone's videoed it. They were abusing him at the time. They put it on Reddit, so
Yep.
it went viral. The cultural minister was absolutely outraged, as you can imagine.
Did he say, I didn't realise how old the building
Yeah,
was?
so they tracked him down. So he's written a letter to the mayor of Rome, and he said basically he didn't realise how old it was.
Did he come from Perth?
He was a UK tourist.
Oh, no, I'll tell you why after you
Didn't you
finish.
realise
Okay.
those bricks went out of fashion 300 years ago?
3,000.
The youth of today.
What are these
I don't know
bricks?
why it matters. Why?
Look, if it was here in Perth...
But that's his reason.
If it was here in Perth, they would have either knocked it down or painted it Mission Brown.
What did you do? Nat, what do you read? How do you read this? I know you're going to think he's an idiot.
Absolute idiot.
Yeah.
Oxygen thief. And how's he got money to go over there anyway? Colosseum. He
I
didn't know
find
how
it
old
really
it was.
sad when anybody goes to another country. And you know, I like to travel to Bali, so
Yeah,
do you.
same.
I've been to Greece, I've been to Europe, etc.
And you respect
You
it.
respect. Even if I don't like their politics, I will never, ever, ever damage anything historic. And I'd expect the same here in Australia. If anyone was to come and destroy one of our statues or our parliament,
Yeah, or blow up
do
a
it.
cave, an Aboriginal
It's like
cave
when you
or
go to
something
town
like
a lot,
that.
you'll always wear one of the skirts.
you wear the
It's a
skirt.
sign of respect.
And you know what? It's about respecting each other's culture. We
Yeah.
should be doing more of that, not less
How
of it.
can he not know about the Colosseum though? I mean, come on.
Yeah, he's obviously missing a few brain
He
cells
might have
there.
been
I hope he got
Instagram.
dumped. I hope his girlfriend's like, you are way too
Well,
stupid.
apparently she's in the video too. She's standing there sort of being quite compliant.
So
about
have
it.
they both been dropped on their head at birth?
Did they get a fine? Did anything come out of this?
Look, I don't think anything's actually come of it yet, but he's been threatened with like a €15,000 fine and up to 5 years in
He probably
jail,
can
but
afford
they
it.
haven't actually,
I hope he does get a fine because it's a good message to other people. Don't touch.
It's not the first
historic.
time the
You know, the
Colosseum's been
incredible...
graffiti.
Yeah, I know it's not the first time, but isn't it amazing that it hasn't happened more often?
It is, but if it gets... If it
I mean, you
keeps
don't do
happening,
it.
we're going to be all...
Some of
none of
these
us are going to be
stories-
able
The
to go in there.
Colosseum with, I don't know, some sort of gel.
What
and
about
then
do
you
not
can't-
touch this old relic?
Yeah.
And
I
maybe-
should wear that, shouldn't I?
Well,
You love
people
being
know.
touched.
People know already. They look relic up in the dictionary. It's got a photo of you, Ted.
And a sign that says no to.
You've got an interesting story as well.
I
Matt.
have got an interesting story because I often think, what am I going to do when I pop my clogs? What am I going to do with my body?
Yep.
See, there's only really 2 options at the moment. So you've got burial, which scares me because I don't like bugs, and you might be dead in a coffin but still alive. That's why, back in the medieval days, you'd remember this when you were growing
They
up.
had a tube.
They had, do you remember they had a little bell?
Yep.
Because so many people were being buried alive. That's where the
You ring the
term
bell.
dead ringer comes from. There's a little bell. So if you're still alive, ring, ring, ring. Now, the other one is cremation. And with cremation, I mean, I do not do well in the heat.
No.
So anything over about 32 degrees really, messes my hair. So unless you're going to cremate me with an air conditioner, not interested. So this is the salvation. It's called a water cremation. So what they do is they get your body, they pop you into a big bag, they seal it up, they put you in 160-degree water for 4 hours,
Right.
cook away.
So it's simmering.
Simmering away, like those boil-in-the-bag fish fillets.
Yeah.
Very similar, probably
Lovely.
not as tasty. And then you're left just with the bones, which are then ground up and given back to your family, your loved ones.
What a way.
So it's in the US, in most states in the US, it's legalised. The UK has just introduced it, and they've done a poll, and the UK residents, about 30% have said, yeah, we'll give it a whirl. Why not? Sounds like a good idea. Now, we haven't introduced it into Australia yet, but you know me, I'm a money maker. I'm a thinker.
So
I'm
this
an
is a real
ideas woman.
fair dinkum thing that they're
This
doing.
is a fair dinkum thing. It's boil in the bag funerals.
Oh,
I don't know if that's
wow.
the official term.
Boil in the bag.
But listen, it sounds like a big sous vide to me.
sounds
And I've got the sous vide material. I've watched 10 years of MasterChef, so I know how to sous vide, right? I've got one of those vacuum sealers. I got a couple when I went to King's Outdoors. So I've got them. I've got everything ready. I could do it. Obviously, I'll need some bigger saucepans, but I'm going to give it a bit of a... I'll give discount to begin with until I know what I'm doing.
Well, because I'm the
Friends
closest
discount.
one here to this event.
Oh, you are knocking on heaven's
I'm
door,
knocking
my
on
friend.
your
So,
heaven's
listen,
door.
you make sure you tell the missus.
I will.
Go through me.
Yes.
And I will give
What
a
a
discount
discount.
because I don't know what I'm doing at the moment. But I'm across sous vide, so it can't be that hard.
Work it out.
I was going
Gee.
to say, Nat, how good would they be if you can get them on board as a sponsor for your 6IX Classic Breakfast with Nat and Rob?
Well, we might have a few takers.
Boil
in the bag. Boil in the bag. Apparently, so it's better for the environment
Yeah.
because it's got about the half a carbon footprint of what your cremations are. Gentler on the body,
And the
assuming you
environment.
are deceased.
There's not going to,
And it's good
you're
for the
still going to
environment as
pulverise
well.
the
Yeah,
body.
and-
So
and- and-
ultimately, it's not going to be
instead
gentle.
of the bell,
Apparently all your flesh just...
instead of the bell,
Yeah.
could I have a schnorkel?
Well,
Oh, I could set you,
by the
I
sound
could
of
set
it,
you
you could
up
have
with
whatever
my...
you
You know,
want.
in
by the
case I'm not sort of boiling
I could
away.
set you up with my scuba gear.
Oh,
So I'll
can
pop
just-
you in there with my Weddy
Nat,
and my BCD.
I can see this on one of those late night shopping channels.
Oh, yeah.
Have you got a parent? Can you not afford it due to cost of living? Here's the bag. Included, don't buy yet. We'll throw in the zip and the bag and the boiling water.
Here's the vacuum sealer. You can do your chicken fillets right after your parents.
Or at the same
Perfect.
time.
Or at the same
Sounds
time.
good.
4 hours at 160 degrees.
Thank you.
Give me a call if you'd like to try. Discounts apply.
Nat, you're from the classic breakfast for those people who are
on
watching now.
6IX. So Monday to Friday, 5:30
What's
to 9.
the new app?
The new app is fantastic, and
Yep.
get across it. So go to your app store, free, obviously. 6IX, type it in, and then you won't be able to get away from
So
it.
you can now get it on the radio
Yeah.
at 105.7 or at 1080 AM.
1080,
You can
but
catch it
better
on the
option.
Google speaker.
Yes.
Or you can download your own app.
Yes, you can.
And listen to it on your phone 24 hours or on your
and
radio
Dab
if
as
you've got
well.
CarPlay.
And Dab as well. It is
Dab, yeah.
spotless. It's seamless, my friend.
And when
so
can
get
we
the new
hear you on
seats.
the radio?
5:30 to 9, Monday to Friday, and then we do a reheated on Sunday night.
Forever Classic, Rob and Nat.
That's it.
Is it Nat and Rob or not Rob?
It should be Nat and Rob.
Yeah, I thought
think
so
I'm
as well.
going to change
Can
the
I
jingle.
just thank you very much. We'll catch you for breakfast from tomorrow morning on a Monday morning. Don't miss it and catch it on the DAB as well.
Thanks, Alan.
Or the app. Now, Susie, you're
Yes.
still doing the City of Cambridge.
City of Vincent.
But I think I've promoted you now to
Okay.
City of Cambridge as well. What's the biggest thing that's happening there at the moment?
Oh, what we're trying to do with the Leederville car parks is a really big deal.
Are you going to make them free?
Well, we've brought back our first hour free.
Beautiful.
And we intend to do a lot more.
Well, we'll watch this space. Susie Warner, of course, councillor for the City of Vincent, and she should be the councillor for everything, but you never know. That might come up, which is the mayor. Ted Bull,
auditioning
The
for
next
voiceover.
The next president of Australia.
You really know
I reckon.
voiceover? Yes, indeed. Are you looking for a boil in a body? Are you looking for a body bagged bar? Bugger it.
You see why you
You're
have such a
going in there
successful
sooner rather
radio
than
career.
later, mate.
That is it, folks. Thank you for your company today. Thanks to all the crew. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Keep watching us. Go to our website, thecouch.com.au, and watch all of our extras. There's a great show today, a great extra as well with Red Zoo. We'll see you next week. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye, Australia. Wave, everybody.